We live, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I gotta go, bro.
You gotta go. you gotta return videotapes.
Yeah, bro. I gotta return the
Yeah.
videotape.
Why the hell you have a video machine?
For porn, bro.
Yeah.
Old school porn.
T breakthroughs.
I don't think so, bro.
You don't think so? So let's see what our friend here.
You see how fast we go off the deep end. Now I want to talk about the first porno I ever saw. It was called Sperminator. It's like really interesting. It was like about like Arnold Schwarzenegger going back in time to inseminate Sarah Connor. It was a pretty good movie, bro.
Yeah. Wow. That's man, I might have you beat in terms of like unusual porn. Mine was in 7th grade. A neighbor friend had a magazine, and it was pregnant German women having an orgy. That's what's up, man.
Now I see what you're trying to model yourself after, bro.
Yeah, that's why I want my wife to be pregnant all the time.
Yeah, also.
Oh man. So
welcome.
DMT breakthrough.
Yes.
What is a DMT breakthrough?
I don't know.
Let's see what our friend. How do you say his name?
Adeptus Psychonautica.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I've seen a couple of his videos. They're pretty cool. Never seen this one before.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about DMT breakthrough experiences. What do they feel like? And how do we actually know when we've had one of these breakthroughs? Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is I was sent a question from one of my long-term subscribers, and he asked the following. I'm guessing that the term breakthrough is one of the most misused and misunderstood terms in the DMT game. Many YouTubers describe having one, but many seem to have their own bespoke definitions, and some are a little bit silly. So how will we know when we've had one? I expect it could be difficult, but could you describe the typical characteristics of a breakthrough in terms of how it differs from a normal trip?
So what's the gist of that question? What I just asked, right? What is a DMT breakthrough? Can you describe it?
Yeah. I don't know. It probably happens after you smoke DMT. Like that would be like the first characteristic.
You think?
Yeah. I think correlation is not causation or whatever. How the fuck you say that shit?
Yeah, but in order to break through something, you have to be.
Yeah, but I got a feeling a lot of people on the internet, they have breakthroughs without doing DMT, bro.
They have like a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, or they're LARPing.
Yeah, especially these DMT. Not this guy. No, never.
Not this guy. Not this guy.
Yeah, this guy. Let's see.
Okay, so now to the question at hand. How do we know when we've had a breakthrough? And when I first received this question, I was thinking it was kind of obvious, but then the more I thought about it, I realized it's not. If we look back to the video I did on my very first DMT experience, you can even see in that video, I'm saying, I don't think this was it. You know, this was really trippy, but I don't think this was it. This is not what I'd heard about from guys like Joe Rogan.
I don't know if this is it. This is not the.
Can I interject, please?
Sure.
So, what I remember of my first time doing DMT, it was like my first thought afterwards was, did I do the extraction wrong? Is this DMT, bro, or am I smoking something else? Because for me, all the descriptions I heard, they were nothing like what the fuck I saw. Just an interjection.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Expectations for sort of the bigness are higher. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing.
So yeah,
wait. So when you did it for the first time, were you able to talk to the person if there was somebody else there? Like he's talking. Like I guess he's still tripping. Isn't that
I don't know. I think he's coming out of it already.
Oh, okay. All right.
And it depends. If you do a low dose, I can just converse with you, no problem.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that the first time I tried it, I didn't seem to experience what I hear everyone else talking about. Maybe because I didn't do enough or whatever, but Yeah, I definitely felt like my body was being ripped from my soul was being ripped from my body.
Me with after doing it for like, I don't know, 200 times or something. I've never gone to a tunnel, bro. Never, ever, ever.
Yeah.
Never. I think for me, when a breakthrough happens, it's like, and it's just a different world.
Yeah.
Right? And that's already a fucked up description because it's not a different world. But okay, whatever.
Okay.
Let's continue. You want to listen to him, right? So.
Yeah.
For me, it took about 6 or 7 attempts before I realized I had that full breakthrough experience. And once I'd had it, it was just completely obvious. I mean, it's not like you're stepping across, the threshold of a door. It's like you're jumping off a cliff. It's just the realization of what's happened, it just becomes completely apparent. And another more like common analogy here is it's kind of similar to having your very first orgasm. When you're a kid, you understand that there's something around this kind of sex and pleasure, but you don't really have a concept of what that is. You understand that, it might feel nice to be stroked, but this idea of this kind of ultimate crescendo of pleasure resulting in an orgasm, you just don't have a framework there until it's actually happened. And then, at some point you're a teenager and you do a little bit of self-exploration and you're like, holy shit, I am like never leaving my bedroom again. This is it. And as soon as it's happened, you've crossed that threshold and you can't imagine never having had experiences at that point. But yeah, what I'm going to try and do is sort of rewind and put myself back in that mentality before I'd had one and hopefully flesh out this question. Now, the theories that I'm putting forward here are absolutely not some sort of established scientific opinion. This is just purely based on my own subjective experiences. And I'm going to put that together with some of the stuff I picked up from guys like Dr. James Cook, who's a neuroscientist, Andre from the Quayle Research Institute, just the general stuff that I've read and seen on the internet. And I'm kind of putting this together into my own sort of hypothesis of what's going on here. So just to be clear, this is just purely my opinion. So a good place to start here is, what do we even mean by breakthrough? So I put together my own definition of what I think a breakthrough is. So, in my humble opinion, a breakthrough is the point at which the psychedelic experience is so strong that it completely overtakes your basic senses, and instead, your subjective experience is occurring purely within consciousness itself, in a hyper-stimulated and vivid alternate reality. Okay, so that sounds like a lot of word salad.
In my stupid word, that's you're just in a different world, right?
Yeah.
So the moment you're still on your couch, you're not having a breakthrough, I guess, right? I don't know. You can have an open-eyed breakthrough. I don't know. This is a weird subject because, first of all, who defines what is a breakthrough? Who named it first? Yeah.
No, the doctors and stuff. Yeah, that's true. Who named it first? Who was the first? Was it David Michael Turner? DM Turner? I don't know.
Probably Yakub.
Yakub, yeah. Was it that cube when he was splitting the genome, the black gene?
Yeah, I would like to tell my I guess my first or second DMT experience. Because I don't know if that would be like a breakthrough, but I remember smoking the shit, closing my eyes, seeing something like space, like the universe maybe, right? And then I saw this big black shadowy figure, right? And it looked at me, and then it
BBS.
Yeah. And then it turned its back on me, right? And because I'm like pretty evil or something, so I immediately interpreted that as something bad, like, oh shit, he's turning his back on me, now everything is going to shit, right? And like then I don't remember, but fuck, I'm freezing up. No, I don't want to tell this story. Okay, I'll save it for later.
Yeah. What kind of foolish? I'm a different type of fool. Could you fool? Could you fool a fool? Could you fool a fool with a tool? What you do?
Hey, the chat's going on, bro. I didn't make this private.
King.
King. It's the Master Creator.
Master Creator.
Yeah.
I don't see
up,
the
man?
chat. Where's the chat?
You don't have the God mode.
Oh,
buddy.
yeah. Is there? Is y'all still not respecting the law of atheism or what?
Oh no.
Shout out to John the Baptist, my favorite homie on the internet. Preach.
Okay. Okay, let's move it along. What's up, Master Creator? Yeah,
So
man.
this is not.
Oh,
This is not for the public eye, bro. Here.
that's why you're part of the inner circle, King.
That's why I froze up. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell
it's
my,
like, yeah,
I couldn't tell my wanking
Yeah.
DMT experience.
Well, the last time I smoked it, I think I did have a semi breakthrough, a semi woody, a semi breakthrough.
No, but
You know, because everything did change. It's like with my eyes closed, I was in the playtime factory with conveyor belts.
but were you
swirling.
able to like open your eyes? Do you think?
Yes, definitely.
Maybe then
That's not a
you-
breakthrough, huh?
Maybe not, but I can classify some of my opened eye things as a breakthrough too. It's just the intensity of it, right? But
Yeah,
I guess like what he says is like sometimes when you smoke and you smoke enough, you're just obliterated.
right.
You're
Right.
just in the other space, and
Uh-huh.
and there's maybe no even a memory of where you came from, right? So sometimes there is a memory of where you came from. So I don't know, it differs all the time, bro. But sometimes you're just in the other space. So
Yeah.
maybe you call that a breakthrough.
You know, well, if I want to be a YouTube LARPer, though, I can say like, yeah, I had the breakthrough, man.
Yeah, you saw the machine elves,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You saw everything: Horus, Anubis, aliens, and shit.
When in actuality, all I saw, I was in the parking lot of the factory. Whole factory.
Yeah.
Dude was eating his lunch in his car, man. Another elf was probably banging his.
Like I told you, like at the beginning, I was like having 2 pipes of this shit next to my bed, trying to catch that elusive breakthrough, while I was probably like breaking through every time, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's just they make it so weird. Like you have to go through this tunnel and then you're here. I never. Had that shit.
Yeah.
Never.
I mean, this guy. I mean, so far, it seems like I don't know. He's somewhat level-headed.
Oh yeah, I like
Love
the
it.
dude. He's he stays sane.
I seen the video with him where I guess him and his partner or his wife, she's holding the pipe for him instead of having 2 pipes. She's like holding it for him so he can just fall back.
Yeah.
In their simulation.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
A breakthrough is the point at which the psychedelic experience is so strong that it completely overtakes your basic senses. So I think most of that sentence makes sense. So what I'm saying here with this sentence is that the psychedelic experience is so strong that it overrides this model of reality provided by our basic senses.
Okay, that's what you said. It's just to completely blast you in a new dimension.
Yeah.
In the world, right?
But what I said, I think I also classified some of the open-eyed ones as like breakthroughs. Remember when I drank like the Syrian Rue and the Kapi shit, and I thought I was gonna take a little hit of Changa, and my whole world went to shit.
Uh-huh.
I had my eyes open, bro, but everything was Lego people, and it's like you just switched to another dimension, right? So
Okay,
I think there's
but-
levels to the game.
you can you switch to another dimension, but still, like this dimension's like fucked because you're actually seeing what it may actually look like, or
I don't know,
you know,
bro. I have, yeah.
because like when allegedly when I tried that ayahuasca, literally at one point my point of view when I'm looking out of the world
Yeah.
was coated and framed in the Terminator liquid metal.
Yeah.
That was but I was still here though. I still knew I was
It's-
here, but I've never seen anything like so shocking.
Yeah, for me, one of the most shocking things was, I guess, at the beginning when everything was missing a corner. So if you have like a triangle and you take one corner off, if you have like a square and you take one corner off and it turns into a triangle, right?
Yeah.
That happened to every object in my house, and even when I look at my fingers and shit, it happened like that. So I don't think that's a breakthrough, but it's pretty fucking weird.
I mean, that's a breakthrough for you because it's like, God, this is what the world really is like.
You are,
You know?
you definitely switch to another level.
Yeah. It's like like when you hear about people I had a breakthrough in therapy today. I found out the reason why I can't go to work early.
You're lazy.
Stop projecting. It's because I was beaten by my uncle.
You see, like this is just a subjective thing. So we can, if you would say a breakthrough is when you go all the way to the other side. Okay, so only all those experiences are now breakthroughs. I don't know. Yeah. It's kind of pointless to me naming it, especially with DMT because DMT is absurd as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
you can't label DMT.
Yeah, it's just weird. Even if it reminds me of I heard a woman say on a live stream where the panel was trying to pry into her sexual history.
Yeah,
and she was saying that I guess she was doing that like that anti-slut defense, like meaning that she was trying to hold on to the perception that she's not a slut or she's not a wild chick, and she was saying that they're asking her about her body count, and she was saying, now does it count if the sex was only for less than 5 minutes, or the tip was just type of shit, So I don't know. I guess I just want to tell that story. Help me relate that.
I relate to it. Yeah, and it only counts it as like a financial transaction behind it, I guess.
Yeah. For her or for the
every woman.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Since we're in this territory, people be lying on their just like they lie on their body count. Like guys say that they're higher than it probably is, and then the chicks lie that it's less than it is. They be capping. People be lying about their breakthrough experiences too, probably.
For sure.
On DMT.
For sure.
Consciously lying.
For sure.
Well, everyone likes to tell a good story. You think that's why?
If your first fucking DMT trip doesn't like confuse the fuck out of you and leaving you with a really hard time to explain what you just saw, you're probably lying.
Yeah.
Like I did like 200 of them, bro. I can only clearly tell you about like maybe 10 or something. Right?
Yeah. So your body count's high. Your DMT body count.
I guess so.
You're Dimitri.
But I only do low doses now, so maybe that doesn't count for some people.
All that matters is what for you, bro.
Yeah, if you probably never smoked it before and you take what I take, you probably still be blown away.
Yeah, we have to do this. Yeah. That other shit.
Never use a scale. Never use a scale.
Never use a scale. Yeah. I think that's breakthrough is the point in which the psychedelic experience is so strong that it completely overtakes your basic senses.
Yeah.
Just like how anything for example, we were talking earlier about how this epiphany, you can call it a breakthrough experience in terms of consciousness out of life. Like when you're that whole thing about viewing God, how God views himself. What was that again? What
do you mean?
Like what did you say again?
Like earlier?
Yeah.
I said like the sentence, be still and know that I'm God, right? So the whole point is that God cleared his memory, right? So that you could be you, right? That's the game he's playing, right? So when you become still and know that you're God, you're actually like giving God a chance to remember who he is, right? So then he would wake up in you and you would wake up in him, right? But the only way to do that is to become like silent, still. Is that what you meant?
Yes. Yeah.
Did I say that correctly, John? Can I be a messenger?
Oh, come on, man.
There's lots of Johns on the planet, bro.
That's what they call the toilet, right?
only one that fuck with my homie Blackskin, so you're on the shit list forever, bro. Fuck you.
Oh man.
Sorry, bro.
I don't apologize for speaking
No, I'm apologizing to you.
the truth.
100,000 subs. 1 subscribe. Like 100 subs. 1 subs. 100,000 subs. 1 100,000 subs. 1 subscribe. Like 100,000 subs. 1 subscribe. Like 100,000 subs. 1
Let you go. You ain't down with that. Put you down. Shut your goddamn ass. Let you go. Put you down. And let you go. They put you down. And let you go. They put you down. And let you go. They put you down. And let you go to the devil.
Next time on Dragon Ball Z.
I lay back and I strictly remember that when I felt like I was being worked on and I caught a spasm. And when I caught the spasm, my whole back cracked from my fucking rooter to the tutor. And it fucking aligned my spine, bro. Like, holy shit. Yeah, so I was like, damn, this is some crazy shit, man.